In our lives, trust and forgiveness are not just moral choices, they are vital elements that pave the way for peaceful and productive relationships. Whether it's with friends, family, or colleagues, the dynamics of how we trust and forgive can significantly influence our social interactions and internal peace. Today we're going to explore these themes through the lens of a metaphorical new game, one where the stakes are high, our personal happiness and social harmony. Imagine life as a game where the core principles are trust and forgiveness. In this game, there are no losers, only players who grow and learn about themselves and each other. The rules are simple, yet profound. Rule 1, be honest not only with others but with yourself. This means recognizing your feelings and admitting your mistakes and vulnerabilities. Rule 2, stay open, which involves listening to understand, not to respond, and being receptive to others' perspectives and feelings. Rule 3, exercise empathy by putting yourself in someone else's shoes, understanding their motivations, and reacting with compassion. This game doesn't require a board, dice, or cards, but it does require a willingness to engage deeply with others and oneself. As we play this game, we develop a stronger sense of trust in others and ourselves, and we learn the grace of forgiveness, allowing us to heal and move forward from conflicts and hurts. Trust is the foundation upon which relationships are built. It's the assurance that others will act as we expect and hope in our shared interactions. In a deeper sense, trust is about feeling safe and secure, allowing us to express our true selves and be vulnerable. When trust is present in a relationship, it fosters a nurturing environment where individuals can thrive. Trust enhances cooperation, deepens bonds, and stabilizes connections, making it easier to handle conflicts and misunderstandings. Establishing trust is not always straightforward. It requires consistent behavior over time with actions that align with words. Each small act of reliability, each promise kept, builds the trust further, just like depositing coins into a savings account. Over time, this accumulated trust becomes the wealth of the relationship, paying dividends in the form of emotional security and resilience. We'll look into recognizing trust issues and how they manifest in our behavior and relationships. Understanding these signs is crucial as it allows us to address and rectify them, thereby preventing the erosion of trust and promoting healthier, more fulfilling interactions. Trust issues often stem from past experiences where trust was broken, whether it's a friend who let us down, a partner who betrayed our confidence, or a professional setback due to deceit. These experiences can leave a lasting mark. Recognizing these issues is the first step towards healing and rebuilding stronger foundations. Some common signs include hesitancy to share personal information, difficulty forming close relationships, or an overarching fear of betrayal, which may cause skepticism even in benign situations. Understanding the origin of these trust issues is crucial. Often they are not about the present moment, but are echoes of past hurts that have not been fully addressed. This acknowledgement is the first step in the process of rebuilding trust. By identifying and understanding our trust issues, we pave the way for genuine healing and the possibility of reestablishing strong, trusting relationships. Forgiveness plays a transformative role in the game of trust. It is about letting go of grievances and the pain of past betrayals to move forward. Forgiving is not about forgetting or excusing the misdeeds of others, but about freeing oneself from the burden of ongoing resentment. It allows us to reclaim our peace and emotional well-being. The act of forgiveness can be challenging, especially when the hurt is deep. Yet it is one of the most powerful steps we can take towards healing and reestablishing trust. When we forgive, we acknowledge that everyone makes mistakes and that these errors, while painful, are part of the human experience. And this doesn't mean we condone wrongdoing or allow it to continue. Rather, we acknowledge the hurt, learn from it, and make a conscious decision to move on. This choice not only benefits our emotional and mental health, but also repairs and strengthens relationships, allowing for a fresh start where trust can be rebuilt on firmer, clearer grounds. Now we will explore the barriers to forgiveness and provide practical advice on how to overcome these challenges. Understanding these barriers is essential for anyone looking to foster a forgiving attitude, which in turn supports the rebuilding of trust and the strengthening of bonds in any relationship. Forgiveness, while beneficial, is not always easily achieved. Several barriers can impede our ability to forgive, impacting our emotional health and relationships. One of the most significant obstacles is pride, which can prevent us from admitting vulnerability or hurt. This resistance can keep us locked in a cycle of anger and resentment, hindering healing and reconciliation. Another barrier is the depth of the hurt. Some wrongs cut deeply, affecting our trust and sense of security profoundly. In such cases, forgiveness can feel like an insurmountable challenge. The pain can be so overwhelming that it overshadows any desire to move past the incident. Additionally, misunderstandings about what forgiveness entails often complicate the process. Forgiveness is not about absolving someone of responsibility or forgetting what happened. Rather, it's about choosing to release the grip of resentment for one's own peace and progression. Overcoming these barriers starts with acknowledging them, recognizing the impact of pride, the depth of the hurt, and any misconceptions about forgiveness are crucial steps towards healing. This understanding allows us to approach forgiveness from a position of strength and clarity, setting the foundation for genuine emotional recovery and restoration of trust. Rebuilding trust is a deliberate process that requires time, patience, and consistent effort. It begins with open communication. Discussing the breach of trust openly and honestly is vital. This dialogue should include expressing feelings about what happened, discussing the impact on the relationship, and setting expectations for the future. Both parties need to engage actively in this conversation, demonstrating a commitment to understanding and resolution. Consistency in words and actions plays a critical role in rebuilding trust. Small, consistent actions over time reassure the injured party that change is genuine and lasting. Additionally, setting clear boundaries is essential. These boundaries clarify what is acceptable behavior moving forward, helping to prevent future misunderstandings and conflicts. Vulnerability is also key. Allowing oneself to be open and vulnerable can be challenging, especially after trust has been compromised. But showing vulnerability can signify willingness to mend the relationship and rebuild trust. It shows sincerity in one's intentions and a commitment to healing the relationship. While we look into these techniques, it becomes clear that rebuilding trust is not just about repairing past damage, but also about laying a stronger, more resilient foundation for the future. By following these steps, individuals can not only restore their relationships, but also enhance their capacity for trust and forgiveness. Forgiveness is often perceived as a singular act, but in reality it is a complex process that unfolds over time. It involves several stages, beginning with the acknowledgement of hurt and anger. Acknowledging these emotions is crucial because it allows us to fully understand the impact of the offense and why it has affected us so deeply. This initial recognition is the first step towards emotional healing. The next stage is the decision to forgive. This decision is not about condoning the behavior or forgetting the incident, but rather making a conscious choice to let go of resentment. This choice is often motivated by a desire to heal and to reclaim peace of mind. The act of deciding to forgive can be liberating, marking a pivotal moment in overcoming personal grief and restoring inner balance. The final stage involves the gradual release of negative emotions and the cultivation of compassion towards the offender. This doesn't happen overnight and might require revisiting the feelings associated with the incident several times. Each revisit can diminish the pain's hold, allowing more space for understanding and empathy. Throughout this process, it's important to practice self-compassion, recognizing that healing is a journey with ups and downs. Holding on to grudges can have profound negative effects on our psychological and physical health. When we harbor resentment, it can lead to increased stress, which may manifest physically as headaches, muscle tension, or even more severe health issues like hypertension and heart problems. Psychologically, grudges keep us tethered to the past, preventing us from experiencing the present fully and impacting our overall happiness. Grudges can poison our relationships, spreading negativity and mistrust. They can make us more reactive in unrelated situations, as unresolved anger can spill over into other aspects of our lives, affecting our interactions and decision-making. Letting go of grudges, therefore, is not just about improving our relationships with others, but also about enhancing our own quality of life. By releasing these negative emotions, we open ourselves up to more positive experiences and relationships. We allow ourselves to live more fully in the present and to engage with life in a more meaningful and joyful way. This release is not just an act of forgiveness towards others, but an act of kindness to oneself, fostering greater emotional freedom and personal growth. The principles of trust and forgiveness are not just theoretical. They have practical applications that can transform our daily interactions and overall life satisfaction. To incorporate these concepts into our everyday lives, we begin by practicing mindfulness in our communications and actions. Mindfulness helps us become more aware of our responses and the feelings of others, thereby facilitating a more compassionate and empathic approach to interactions. One practical application is to actively seek understanding in conflicts rather than assigning blame. This involves listening to others' perspectives without immediate judgment, aiming to understand their motives and feelings. Such an approach not only aids in resolving conflicts more effectively, but also builds deeper connections, as it demonstrates respect and value for the other person's viewpoint. Another key application is the practice of regular self-reflection. Reflect on your day and consider moments when you might have reacted hastily or harshly. Think about how these situations could be handled differently with trust and forgiveness in mind. This practice encourages personal growth and a more thoughtful, forgiving approach to both ourselves and others. Accepting trust and forgiveness is an ongoing journey that requires continuous effort and commitment. This can be done by setting personal goals related to trust and forgiveness, such as committing to being more open and vulnerable in relationships or deciding to forgive someone who has wronged us. While we close our video on the profound game of trust and forgiveness, remember that these aren't just concepts to be understood, they are practices to be lived. Each day offers a new opportunity to apply these principles in your interactions, contributing to more meaningful and harmonious relationships. Trust and forgiveness are choices that can lead to greater peace and personal growth. If you found value in today's discussion, I encourage you to like this video and share it with others who might benefit from learning more about trust and forgiveness. Your engagement helps spread positive messages that can make a real difference in people's lives. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more insightful content like this. Thank you for watching, and remember to carry the spirit of forgiveness and trust into your daily life.